1 or 2 degrees. That's all. Don't worry. But is that what we were told? So we're going to talk about something I know nothing about, but I got questions. Solar panels and alternative energy. Where I was at a conference and I'm listening to these things, and the conference was about a lot of different stuff, just various stuff. It was mind blowing to hear all the details about different subjects. And of course, we had time, and my friends were talking at lunch, going over the thing, and solar panels came up, and I'm kind of sitting there, I'm talking, I'm thinking, it's typically a black surface. They're hot. I mean, if we build enough solar panels, is this going to cause a problem with global warming? And so no one could answer that, of course. But I'm looking now from my computer, and I'm looking at it like, yeah, there's a bunch of articles all over the place that talk about yes, it will, but don't worry, it's only 1 or 2 degrees. But I mean, solar panels are I shouldn't say they're everywhere, but they're in a majority of spots, especially in the United States. I can't talk about other countries, but they're there, and they continue to be built and manufactured and put in certain places, and we're having them everywhere. So at a certain point down the road, if we have enough, are we going to increase the temperature around our country, at least, let's say, maybe around the world? And isn't that going to cause all the plants and all the animals to be thrown off and die, and then human beings not exist? I mean, that's what we were told. So it's interesting. So I'm doing a deep dive. I've been here, I don't know, a half hour, just reading different articles and stuff. And it's interesting how they all go through it, but they never talk about nuclear power, which I find interesting. But usually about 3/4 of the way down, or at the bottom, one of the last sentences in the entire article, it says, yes, this will all happen, but in general, we use solar panels to generate energy we need in a much better way than just using fossil fuels. Okay, well, yeah, well, we knew fossil fuels weren't great. So again, what about nuclear? So I thought that was an interesting thing, and I try and keep these videos short, so I'm not going to go crazy with it. But then I thought about too. I started reading a few other articles about, okay, how do they make them? How do they manufacture these solar panels? And looking at this, and it says they use various chemicals, including sodium hydroxide and hydrofluoric acid. Oh, okay. And of course, doing that, they emits greenhouse gases and creates waste. Wait a minute, isn't that what we're trying to stop? Isn't that what we're trying to avoid? Creating these panels creates this stuff. Okay, wait, what? So then looking at the thing, it's like, all right, we need to figure out a better way. I mean, it's the same thing with wind farms and all that, where when they break and all the oil and the grease gets spilled out, and you're using fossil fuels anyway to grease up the turbines. I mean, unintended consequences, ladies and gentlemen. It's unintended consequences. Biggest heart to do everything, but maybe at some point we should kind of slow down and reevaluate the way we're doing things, because maybe it's not working. So I lived in Southern California for a while, and I used to drive to Vegas a lot for entertainment purposes and a lot of fun and all the conferences. Right on the Nevada-California border, there's an Ivanpah solar field. Okay, if you remember that, real quick, again, look it up, Ivanpah, just like it sounds. And on the floor of the desert, they got solar panels. And these solar panels are directing the solar energy towards a big bucket. The bucket's got gases in it. The gases turn the turbine. That creates the power. Okay, again, it's real simple. I'm not an engineer. Okay, that's what we're looking at. And I remember it being built. It was built in early 2010s, opened in 2014. And they're evaluating it now, because now it's been over 10 years, and realizing that, hey, okay, and they're actually shutting one of the plants down too. If you know of more information about this, put it in the comments, because again, I'm just being quick about this. I'm reading off Wikipedia, which I know is not an expert field at all, but it does make a good point for a lot of different scenarios. But some of this I knew already, because I remember when it was being built, talking to people about it. And they talked about the way the desert is affected by this, okay? So you got the desert, and you got these problems where all of the animals around the desert are being affected by it. And if you think there's no animals in the desert, you're dead wrong. There's lots of animals there. You just don't see them, okay? So, but all the tortoises, and they were talking in this article about how many birds are killed a year. Peregrine falcons, barn owls, and other just assorted different kinds of birds. There's one warbler. They come through this thing, and if they don't burn up right away, they get their wings singed or caught on fire. And of course they crash, and then they crash into the panels, and they die. And it's like, okay, they're called streamers, by the way. So I don't know if people watching this for fun and like fireworks, but it's completely sad. I mean, you're a bird, you're flying, look at me, you're flying, and all of a sudden, boom, you're on fire. I mean, I don't know. It's such a hard thing, but it's 4,000 acres, 3,500 for the actual thing, but 4,000 with the gates and the fences. So 4,000 acres are affected in this desert floor, created by black solar panels, creating heat that's radiating up into this bucket of natural gas, of gases. I should say it's not natural, of gases. Maybe a better way. Also, too, I was reading too, a funny thing. In the morning when they start it, because obviously the sun goes down, in the morning when they start the turbines, they actually have to burn natural gas in order to start the turbines going. So when the radiant heat can finally come up there, then it starts going. So now you're burning natural gas to make clean energy. What? Come on. So again, unintended consequences. I'm going to keep reading. We're going to figure this out. I don't know. But again, for human beings, for the sake, we're all trying to do what's right. And I agree with doing what's right and everything. But maybe we need to slow down, look at the truth. And I'm going to keep reading between lines. Between the lines.